Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Cilinix Crypto, or welcome to the channel if you're new. And welcome to this new video on Gala. Wanted to do an update on this. I know there's quite a big community of Gala holders, Gala traders, and just in general people who are interested in Gala. I think personally also, if we take a look at the technical structure here for Gala, it's at a pretty interesting level. That does not necessarily mean bullish. But ultimately it's bullish. It's just on the higher time frames, I think the levels we're at right now are bullish. On the lower time frames, it's a bit of a more difficult story, but we'll talk about that. But yeah, just wanted to keep you updated on this. Gala itself, at least earlier this morning, actually had some nice volume as well. Right now it has actually dropped down quite a bit, but that was one of the reasons why I wanted to cover it. All right, volume is one of the main indicators of strength, and now you can see that Gala's volume has dropped down quite a bit. So that's unfortunate, but that's also kind of an indication of what's going on with Gala here, which at least on the lower time frames, which we'll get into. You can still at least see on spot volume it's doing fine, all right, and that's in general a good sign on the higher time frames, because that means that the current levels are actually being respected quite a bit. Because what you want to see is that after we had bearish momentum like we had Friday, Saturday last week, you want to see some volume develop after holding that level, so that we actually have buyers and sellers agreeing that this is a fair price. Because ultimately, and why I am relatively bullish on Gala here, is because the level we hit during that bearish momentum is this level right here between 3.5 and, well, it kind of depends on where you draw the line, where the bottom is, but I would say the bottom is around 3.2 cents. All right, so that is, and you can also clearly see that on the higher time frames, that is the main support level we dropped down to, and that is the main support level that we have held so far, and I happen to believe that we will be able to hold that level. All right, first of all, purely technically, like we just saw on the higher time frames, it's a massive support level. We have a lot of different supports there as well. If you go to the daily time frame, like all the way to the bottom, we still have the 200 EMA here. It's been defended. It's been defended with volume as well. You can see the 23rd of December, for example, when we really gained that momentum from that level. Volume was much higher than it is right now. So we actually had some strength coming in from there. So ultimately, a 12-hour time frame, there's also still enough support. So even if Bitcoin decides to drop down lower, it will depend a bit on Bitcoin dominance, of course, and how strong that is. But even if it does so, I do think Jasmine will be able to hold this general support level between 3.2 and 3.5. So that is what I expect. And I think on the higher time frames, that's actually quite bullish. All right. The thing though is on the lower time frames, and that's also why it's a bit of bad news that the volume has already dropped back down. On the lower time frames, and what most of you want to see is that we actually get some sort of a bullish breakout. And the main resistance level we have right now is between 4 cents, or let's say around 4 cents it is. There we have the value area high. It's a psychological resistance level. You have the 50 EMA right there. So that's the main level we have to break. And even though I think it's bullish that we're going to be able to hold this level, or at least I think we're going to be able to hold this level, and I think that's bullish on the longer term when we actually do get some momentum. The bearish news is that I don't really see enough strength, enough momentum. There's not really a GameFi narrative going on right now, or at least the GameFi narrative isn't really strong. So because of that, I don't see us breaking out, right? And that is ultimately what we want to see, what we want. And what I do expect down the line is that we're able to break above 4 cents and that we can get into 4.6 and 4.8 cents very easily. So that is what we're waiting for. Do I expect that? Yes, but on the short term, I think it's more logical to expect a little bit more bearish pressure and neutral momentum, right? So no momentum at all. Basically just consolidating on top of that strong support level. And then when we actually do get that momentum, or when we do see strength to break out, I'll be back with a new update. We'll talk about that. But for now, I think this is what you need to know. All right, so if you do have any questions, let me know down in the comments. For now, thank you for watching. Take care and bye.